Please click like and subscribe and that little notification bell for the next episode. We continued west on the old road after spending a night in Kingman. We crossed Route 40 at exit 44 and headed for the gold-filled mountains of Oatman,
which is pretty far from here.
It's Saturday and we just left Kingman and we're heading for Oatman. We came from up there somewhere and down this here road.
This stretch of Route 66 is long and straight as we travel through the desert to the mountains.
And there is not too much traffic this side of Oatman. The old road diverges sharply from Route 40 and civilization.
The desert foliage includes interesting cactus.
And in this field, tons of these plants that look like they're half cactus and half palm tree. In the day of the triffids, I'm waiting for them to uproot themselves and come after us. The day of the triffids moving may have been inspired by these cacti.
Continuing west on Oatman Road, we enter into Cool Springs and visit Cool Springs cabins and gift shop.
When we come up from this direction, this beautiful mountain, and on our right there's Cool Springs rest stop, an old service station. Very quiet out here. Old service pumps.
Hi, my name is George Chicago. I'm the manager of Cool Springs. It's a mobile station that was built in 1926. This is the original station right here back in 1926. Had a couple cabins for people to stay over. It had a booming business through the 20s, 30s, 40s, and partial of the 50s. They did such a good job, they made another 3-room cabin here, plus there's a little workshop for changing oil in the Model Ts and Model As. This was a restaurant and bar, and of course the original 2 cabins. In 1940 they painted this building all white. For sun, I'm assuming. This sign was 18 feet across, if you can imagine, and 9 foot high. It was all neon. It lit up the whole area around here, and you could see it clear from Yucca, which is 18 miles away as a crow flies. In 1956, I-40 went in, the chunk of I-40, and this road quit. In 1962, they quit selling gas. In 1964, they shut the door and walked out. From 1964 to 1990, this is what happened to the building. In 1990, Hollywood came and made a movie called Universal Soldier. This is all that was here. This is it. They built a scene, then they blew it up. When they cleaned it up, this is all that's here. This wall here now is in the new building back here. Part of this wall is out in the front, and of course the pillars you walk by. The only difference from the new building and the one up here is there a 4-foot gap here. People walk through it to go down to the bathrooms and showers, and now that 4-foot gap is in this new building. So this building is 4 foot wider than it was. And that's Cool Springs. We have a lot of Indian jewelry here. I all buy it from the Indians. And we have a little bit of a museum. We do have a large collection of Rolling Stones records. Every one is signed except one. Every one has a record in it except one. We are about 15 miles from Kingman, and we're about 35 miles from Bullhead City. We are 9 miles and 122 curves from Oatman.
We continued westward on Oatman Road toward Oatman, looking for the ruins of Ed's Camp and Cactus Cafe.
This place was built in 1919.
It was once a Texaco station and then a Chevron station.
Before they closed the doors in 1992.
Talking to Jim Hinckley. Now Jim Hinckley is an author, a noted author and historian of Route 66.
To date, I've written 6 books, starting on a 7th, Route 66 Encyclopedia. We have Ed's Camp, this side between Cool Springs and summit of Sitgreeves Pass, dates to about 1918. Cool Springs itself dates to about 1928.
Traveling west from Ed's Camp, we enter into the active mining area of Route 66.
This 1926 alignment was bypassed in 1952.
That's Beals Trail and the old, what do they call it?
Old Road.
Old Trails Road.
Old Trails. The same road that was in
Kingman.
Kingman.
Yeah. Well, those sandstone cliffs, the sandstone only goes from the top there down to my house and then it quit. The geologist from the U of A Bureau of Mines was telling me that the earth plate was shifted open and that popped up and it shifted back closed. But he said that there's no fossils in there, so it wasn't the bottom of a lake bed.
The twisting, narrow Oatman Road was very treacherous back in the day.
This is because the brakes in early automobiles were more likely to fail than in today's cars.
The summit of Sitgreeves Pass is very scenic. You can see 3 states on a good day. It's the sharpest grades and the steepest curves found anywhere on Route 66 is on the western slope of Sitgreeves Pass. People that were a little bit too afraid to pull the hill, they would lease a young kid that would drive your car over the summit for you.
The curvy road is a biker's dream ride.
And Gold Road, like most of Route 66, has its share of rooms.